Hello friends, in this lecture we see ternary operator as well as some looping statements. Okay, ternary operator is a question mark. It is also called as conditional operator. Okay, I think we have already seen this conditional operator or ternary operator in first module in the topic operators. Okay, so operators based on number of operands, so we can categorize them as unary, binary and ternary. There we have already seen this one, ternary operator. Once again we will see here, then we will go to some looping statements. Question mark is used as a ternary operator. It operates on three operands, so it is called as ternary. Yes, syntax is like this: expression 1 will be written, or this expression is actually condition. It is, this condition is actually, it is a relational operator or logical operator which always gives us the value or a result in terms of either true or false. If this condition is true, expression 2 will be executed. If this condition is false, expression 3 will be executed. So after expression 3, question mark is there. So syntax is like this: expression 1 question mark, expression 2 colon, expression 3 semicolon. So here expression 1 is a condition, that is relational or logical expression which gives us either true or false. If expression 1 is true, expression 2 is executed. If expression 1 is false, then expression 3 is executed. One best example for using this ternary operator is to find out the biggest of two numbers. Hash include stdio.h, three variables I need: int a, b, big. Okay. So open the main function, enter a value and b value, %d, %d, ampersand a, ampersand b in scanf. Now once you know the values of a and b, try to compare it. So big value is equal to a is greater than b question mark, a colon b semicolon. Here suppose if a value is 5 and b value is 2, so 5 is greater than 2, so condition is true, then a will be executed. It means that a value will be assigned to the variable big. A value is 5, so big value will be also 5. Now printf biggest is equal to %d. %d is nothing but value of the variable big, that is nothing but 5. So suppose if a value is 2 and b value is 5, at this time 2 is greater than b, condition is false, so a is not assigned to big, actually b will be assigned to big. So printf biggest is equal to %d, the value of %d is big, which is nothing but 5. So here also we get the result as 5, but the variable b value is 5. Okay, and close the main function. Like this we can use a ternary operator. Now we will go to loop statements. In our syllabus we have for loop, while loop and do while loop. So you please remember here, while loop is also called as while do statement. Okay, then we will see what is the meaning of looping. Already we have seen when we started this module. Once again we will see the definition of looping: repeating a set of statements until a condition is true, or repeating a set of statements for a fixed or known number of times is called as looping. So executing a set of statements again and again for a particular number of times, or until that condition is true. Okay, once that condition becomes false, then we can stop that execution of those statements again and again. So these repeated executions are called iterations. Okay, these loops are called as iterations. Repeated executions are called as iterations. So first loop is a for loop. So this loop is called as a pre-test loop, because before executing the statements which are present inside the body of this loop, we will check the condition. Based on that condition only we will execute these statements. If the condition is true, then only we execute these statements again and again, otherwise we don't execute these statements. So it executes a set of statements for a fixed number of times. The repeated executions are called as iterations. The syntax is like this, very very important. You please observe here, in small letter or lowercase letters you write for, which is a keyword, and for inside this parenthesis we write expression 1 semicolon expression 2 semicolon expression 3. Please remember, after expression 3 there is no any semicolon at the end of the for statement, so don't put a semicolon for at the end of the for statement. Okay? This expression 1 is also called as initialization. You can write initialization also, no problem. Semicolon condition, semicolon increment or decrement operator. So once you open this for loop with a brace, open brace, n number of statements may be present there, or only one statement also may be present. If there is only one statement, then open brace and close brace braces are not required, not mandatory, they are optional. So since there are n number of statements are there, or 2 statements are there, 3 statements are there, 4 statements are there, then open brace and close brace are mandatory. So let us see the flow chart here. The first thing is how exactly this for loop executes is, first initialization step will be done, and this initialization step, that is nothing but expression 1, will be done only one time in the entire execution of this for loop, not 2 times or 3 times. Remember this one, initialization will be done only one time. Once a variable is initialized in this part, control will not come back to this position or this location. Which location or this which part? Control will not come back to initialization part. Once initialization is completed, the expression 2 is nothing but condition. Here in diamond we are checking the condition. If the condition is true, then statement 1 to n or n number of statements or body of a for loop will be executed. After that, control will go back to expression 3. So in expression 3 increment operator will be there, or else decrement operator will be there. Increment operator is nothing but like I plus plus. Decrement operator expression is nothing but I minus minus, or it may be plus plus I or minus minus I also. So expression 3 is always having increment or decrement expression. So here increment or decrement expression will be executed once the value of I is updated or changed. That updated value will be again checked with the condition that is in expression 2. So control will go back to condition, that is expression 2. If again that condition is true, again statement 1 to statement n will be executed. After execution of statement n, increment and decrement will be executed. Again the value of I will be updated or changed or modified. Once that updated value of I will be once again checked with the condition. Like this keep based on this conditions result true, these all statements will be, statement 1 to statement n will be keep on executing again and again. Once that condition becomes a false, then that statements from 1 to n will not be executed. Directly control comes out of the for loop, that is it starts its execution from the next statement, which is after this closing brace, close brace. Okay, for is a keyword. Expression 1 is used to initialize the for loop index, that is initial value. Okay, this in initialization step, expression 1 is used to initialize the for loop index. Because of that only I was telling you that variable, usually every programmer, most of the programmers take its value as a I, okay, I variable that is initial value. It is done by only once. Expression 2 is used, and control comes to this expression 2 again and again, but control will not go to initialization step. Initialization step will be done only one time, and expression 2 is used to decide whether the loop is continued or terminated. It is a condition or limit test expression. Okay, how many number of times these statements should be executed, or how many iterations should be executed. This is completely based on the value of this variable, and condition will be checked in expression 2. So it is called as, it is a condition or limit test expression. Okay, the control executes the loop until the condition is true. Once the condition is false, then control comes out of the for loop. Expression 3 is increment or decrement expression. It is used to modify the loop index value. So one best example, programming example is here. If we want to calculate the sum of all first n number of natural numbers, we have to use for loop in our program. So how we can use it, you just see here. Hash include stdio.h int I comma num comma sum equal to 0. Open the main function, printf, enter the number. So how many number of starting natural numbers you want to calculate the sum, that is a value of num. For I is equal to 1, because our natural numbers start from 1, here we are doing initialization as I equal to 1. Okay, I is less than or equal to num I plus plus. Inside this for loop there is only one statement is there to calculate, or this is the main logic of this program actually. To find the sum of first n natural numbers, we use this expression, that is sum equal to sum plus I semicolon, close the for loop here. After this one print that sum of first percentage d numbers is equal to percentage d. First percentage d value is nothing but value of num, second percentage d is value of sum. Then close the main function. See here, if a programmer enters num value as 5, okay, then first 5 natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just find out the sum of these 5 numbers. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 4 10, 10 plus 5 15. So first the sum of first n natural numbers is 15. Okay, so here let us see here, I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to num. Here I value is 1 already, so num value is 5. So 1 is less than or equal to 5, condition is true. So sum is equal to sum plus I will be executed. It means that if the condition is true, control enters inside that for loop, otherwise it comes out of the for loop. So still this condition is true now. 1 is less than or equal to 5 is true, so control enters inside the for loop and it executes this statement, sum equal to sum plus I. So sum is equal to sum plus I is there at RHS side. Sum value already we initialized to 0 in the declaration statement only. We assume that sum value is 0. We don't know what is the value of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, actually it is 15. Manually we have calculated. Now our program will calculate the value of sum. So initially program assumes that value of sum as 0. So 0 plus I value is 1. 0 plus 1 1. 1 is assigned to LHS. LHS is sum, so the value of sum will be 1 now. After execution of this statement, control goes to increment expression, that is I plus plus. Earlier I value was 1, now it will become 2. Now control goes to condition part. In condition part, I is less than or equal to num is there, that is I value is 2 and num value is 5. 2 is less than or equal to 5, so again the condition is true. So condition is true means the control enters inside the for loop. Inside the for loop, sum is equal to sum plus I statement is there. So sum is equal to sum value is how much? Already it is 1. 1 plus I value is now 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. This 3 will be assigned to LHS side. So now sum value is 3. Then control goes to increment, that is I plus plus. Now I value will become 3. So after increment the control goes to condition part, that is I is less than or equal to num. Okay, here I value is 3 and num value is 5. 3 is less than or equal to 5, condition is again true, so again sum equal to sum plus I will be executed for third time, that is third iteration. Now the sum value is 3 plus I value is 3. 3 plus 3 6. 6 is assigned to LHS. LHS is sum, so now the sum value is 6. Then control goes to I plus plus. Earlier I value was 3, now it becomes 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5. Again condition is true, then sum equal to sum plus I will be executed. Sum value is 6. 6 plus 4 10. 10 is assigned to LHS, sum value will become 10. Then I plus plus, that is 5. 5 is less than or equal to num. Again condition is true, again enters inside the for loop and execute sum equal to sum plus I. 10 plus 5 15. 15 is assigned to LHS, that is sum value will be 15. Now again go back to increment, that is I plus plus. Now this time I will become 6. After this increment control goes to condition part. In condition the statement is I is less than or equal to num. 6 is less than or equal to 5. Now condition is false, so control comes out of the for loop. Okay. Out of the for loop, one printf statement is there, that is sum of first percentage d numbers is equal to percentage d. First percentage d is nothing but value of num, that is nothing but 5, and sum value is 15. Okay, so close the main function. This is how we can use a for loop. Okay. One more program to find out a factorial of a number. Hash include stdio.h int I comma num comma fact equal to 1. So we initially assume that factorial value as a 1. Okay. Open the main function and printf enter the number. Which number you want to enter, whose factorial you want to calculate, that number you have to enter here. Suppose if I enter the number value as a 5, 5's factorial you have to calculate, that is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5, that is factorial. 1 into 2 2, 2 into 3 6, 6 into 4 24, 24 into 5, that is 70. Okay. So 20 for 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 is equal to how much? 1 into 2 2, 2 into 3 6, 6 into 4 24, 24 into 5 120. So totally factorial of 5 will be 120. We should get the answer as 120. So initially we think that factorial as 1. Okay. Now open the main function and enter the number. So here num value may be 5 or any other value, so I will take the value as 5 and check the condition. This is the main logic here. If number is equal to 0, that is nothing but 5 equal to 0, then we will take its value as factorial value as 1. So factorial will be 1. So factorial of 0 is how much? It is 1 only. So we have taken it as a fact equal to 1. Else means what? Num equal to 0 condition is false. It means that number is not equal to 0. It means that number is other than 0. It means number may be greater than 0. So else part will be executed, and because num is 5 I have already entered, so number is not equal to 0, so else part will be executed. In else part for loop is there. I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to num, I plus plus. The main formula is factorial equal to factorial into I. Okay, here I value is 1 already. Initialization is done here. Next condition will be checked here. I is 1 here, less than or equal to number, that is 5. 1 is less than or equal to 5 is true. Once that condition is true, control enters inside the for loop. The for loop statement is factorial is equal to factorial into I. Factorial value already we treated it as or initialized it as 1. 1 into 1, it is 1 only. So factorial value will be again 1 only in the first iteration. Then control goes to I plus plus. I value will become 2. After increment of value I, it goes to condition part. In condition part, I is less than or equal to num is there. I value is 2 and less than or equal to num value, that is 5. 2 is less than or equal to 5. Again condition is true. Then go back. If the condition is true, enter inside the for loop and execute this statement, that is fact equal to fact into star. So fact equal to fact, factorial value is already 1. 1 into 2, 2 into 1 or 1 into 2, how much? 2 only. So 2 is assigned to LHS, that is fact value. Now the fact value is 2. After this, go back to I plus plus. This time value of I will become 3. Okay, factorial is 2. Okay, and I value is now 3. Okay, go to condition now. I is less than or equal to number, 3 is less than or equal to 5. Again condition is true. Now execute the fact equal to fact into I. Fact value is already 2. 2 into I value is 3. So 2 into 3, 6. Now the fact value is 6. And go back and increment the value of I plus plus. I value will be 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5. Again condition is true. Enter inside the for loop. Fact equal to fact into I. Factorial was 6. Now I value is 4. 6 into 4, 24. Now factorial value is 24. And go back to I plus plus, and here it is a 5. So 5 is less than or equal to num 5. Again condition is true. Now enter inside the for loop and execute this fact is equal to fact into I. Factorial fact is 24 into 5, then it is 120. 120 is assigned to fact. And go back to increment part I plus plus, then increase the value of I. Now this time I value is 6. 6 is less than or equal to 5. Condition is false. Now control comes out of the for loop as well as it comes out of the else part of if statement, and printf factorial of percentage d is equal to percentage d. First percentage d is num, second percentage d is fact. First percentage d value is num value, so it is a 5. Second percentage d value is a fact value, that is nothing but 120. So your printf statement will be like this on your monitor screen. Factorial of 5 is equal to 120. Okay, then close the main function. Similarly, here one more example is there. If you want to display the numbers from 4 to 9 and their squares also, it means that 4 into 4 equal to 16, 5 into 5 is equal to 25, 6 into 6 36, 7 into 7 49, 8 into 8 64, 9 into 9 81. Okay, like this we want to, if you want to display the numbers along with their squares, we again use a for loop here. Hash include stdio.h. We need only two variables, num and it's a square. Okay, open the main function, directly start from for loop, that is for number is equal to 4 initialization. Okay, and number is less than or equal to 9, that is condition, and num plus plus, that is increment. Open the main for loop, and in that for loop two statements are there. Square is equal to num into num, and the printf statement, that is percentage d comma percentage d slash n, that is first percentage d is value of num, second percentage d is value of square, and close the for loop and close the main function. Let us see how this exactly for loop executes. Num equal to 4, so number value is 4 now, and the condition is there, that is 4 is less than or equal to 9. Condition is true. Now square is equal to num into num, so 4 into 4 16, so 16 is assigned to square. Now the square value is 16. Now num plus plus, that is 5. 5 is less than or equal to 9. Condition is true. If it is true, again calculate square equal to num into num. So already number is 5. 5 into 5 is 25. 25 assigned to square, and print that square. Percentage d comma percentage d slash n is there. Num comma square is there. Earlier it was 4 comma 16. In the next line now it is 5 comma 25. Okay, after that num plus plus, that is 6. 6 is less than or equal to 9. Again condition is true, and now execute square equal to num into num, that is 6 into 6, 36. Now square value is 36, and print this statement, that is 6 comma 36, and num plus plus, that is 7. 7 is less than or equal to 9, so condition is still true. Square equal to 7 into 7, 49. So the printf statement will be 7 comma 49, and num plus plus, that is 8. 8 is less than or equal to 9. Again condition is true. If the condition is true, then execute this statement, square equal to num into num. 8 into 8, that is 64. Now the square value is 64. Print that value in printf statement like this, 8 comma 64. And num plus plus, that is 9. 9 is less than or equal to 9. Again condition is true. Again execute num into num, that is 9 into 9, 81. 81 is assigned to square. Now printf statement is 9 comma 81, and since there is slash n is there, slash n takes your cursor to next line, and num plus plus, this time number value is 10. 10 is less than or equal to 9. Now the condition is false, so control comes out of this for loop and close the main function. This is how for loop can be used in our programs. In next lecture we will see while loop.